Okay, today I'm going to show you how to take off your primary clutch on a Can-Am Renegade 800. This is an 07. I've already loosened everything off just to make it quicker. First thing is you're going to want to pull your cover off. There's bolts all the way around it. Pretty simple job. Okay, I pulled the cover off, and to pull the cover off you just use an 8mm socket. Next, these are a little different than the snowmobile clutch. Your belt basically rides on the center. It stays tight and it rides on. There's two little bearings in there. Next thing you loosen off. You don't need a puller for this part of the primary. If you're going to pull the back section off, you're going to need just a standard bombardier puller. It should work for that. Now this I've already loosened. To be careful with this is it's spring loaded, so as your back, sometimes they'll stick into place. Like this one did, and I just tap it with a rubber mallet and it'll pop out. Just keep your hand there so it doesn't spring out and fall down. And just keep your hand, hold the clutch together because it will slide apart pretty easily. And then you'll have your spring in there, which comes out easy also. Like your bolt. And your spring will this is just a factory spring in this one. It's all stock. It's the first time this clutch I think's been touched on this one. Now the reason I'm taking this one off is I inspect it and it's got, the pucks are worn out on it. So it was making quite a bit of noise riding it. So I'm going to order those parts up, replace that. Everything else looks pretty good on it. Next part you can inspect. The other thing with these two, you can leave the belt on. If you want to take the belt off, I just use a bolt with the right thread. It's got to be long enough, and one of your holes here will be threaded. You thread that in, it'll expand your secondary. Your belt will slide right off. But like I said, these run on. This one I've already had apart once, and I checked the bearings. There's two little seal bearings that this rides on, and this is just the seal on there. So that's pretty simple. But like I said, it's a lot different than a snowmobile clutch, how it comes apart. But this basically how it works is the same idea. Now, like I said, this one here is just, I don't know if you can hear that in the video, but it's, just picture that when it's running. It makes a lot more noise than that. So that's the reason I am pulling this one apart. I'm not sure how much the parts are. I haven't priced them out yet. But yeah, that's basically, and then when you just go to... Okay, one more thing on this clutch here. If you are going to inspect, there's this here is where your belt rides on. And there's two little bearings on each side of it. Now this just pulls off easy. Now if you are going to inspect this, it slides off easy. But there's two little caps in there with little tiny springs that when you pull that off, they're going to pop out. So just put your hand around it or wrap a rag around it to catch them. Or else you're going to be ordering some more parts if you can't find them wherever they fly to. And to put it back on, it's simple. You just compress them in and it slides right on nice and easy. But I just rebuilt my clutch and it's ready to all go back together now. New belt and should work good.